So the first thing we're going to do is define leadership. Leadership, as I define, and many others, and there are others, there are volumes of books, volumes, people have made entire careers out of just defining what is leadership. But I define leadership as the ability to set goals and achieve desired results. In order to get through any kind of change, good or bad, we have to have goals. Would you agree? Anybody, for a free assessment, does anybody that saw me speak last January in this group know what the goal-setting process starts with? Oh, well, looks like I'm going to have to give that presentation again. That is the very first thing. Write them down. Absolutely. So we have to have goals. We have to set goals in order to achieve any kind of positive change. And then we have to achieve those desired results. The goals have to be aligned with the desired results that we're looking for. Now, those desired results are unique to each and every business here. All right? I can't tell you what your goals are. Only you can know what your goals are. That's the third thing from, if you recall. They have to be your goals. So what are your goals and what are the results that you're looking for? So again, very simply, set goals and achieve desired results. As we get through this change, we have to understand how important that really is. Now let's talk about change for a minute. Change is, when we think about changes, and changes that have occurred in our lives, and we think of it in very tangible terms of, here's the old, here's the new. Is the new change, does that really freak us out? I mean, we want to grow our business, do we not? Anybody not in that camp? Does anybody not want to grow their business? Okay, so we all want to grow our business. We have this this picture in our minds of what that business looks like. Mary just bought another Allstate insurance franchise. So obviously she has an idea of what her new business looks like. So typically it's not the new state that freaks us out. It's not the old. It's what's in between. It's the transition. Proven fact, it's the transition that is the psychological journey that absolutely tears us up. That's the key. And that's important because when you look at the definition of leadership, leadership is defined and reinforced by attitude. All right? Now, those of you that have been to Sandler, we even have a Sandler rep, those of you that have been to other presentations, what's the percentage of your overall success contributed by your skills, your hard, tangible skills? Anybody know? You can't answer because I know you know the answer. Anybody remember from other presentations? 2%. Only 2% of your overall success is based on skill. What percent is attitude? 95. Close. 98. 60. I was just kidding. It's not really close. But at least he erred to the high side, which is good. 60%, or give or take. It's between 60 and 75, depending on which study you use. But the point of fact is attitude is the secret ingredient here to successful leadership, to successfully accomplishing your goals, and successfully navigating change. What I'm leaving you here with is change, and managing change is as much an emotional, psychological, and attitudinal journey as anything else. All right? Problem is, and this is a quote from William James, who's the father of modern psychology, said, procrastination is attitude's natural assassin. Okay? And we all know what procrastination is. We've all been guilty of it at some point in our lives, I'm sure. All right? So, let's take a quick journey just to give us an idea of the journey through change. Okay, so we're going to start over here in the land of Losk. All right? Bunch of Loskilians live here. All right? We are, in many cases, we are like the Loskilians. We're over here, we're very comfortable, we like what's going on, and I'm just going to give you a few minutes to see if you can figure out what this stands for. Land of the status quo. All right? We live in the land of the status quo. So over here, This is Lopak. So Lopakians, there's not as many of them as there are Loskilians. What do you suppose this stands for? Absolutely. The land of positive change. We know inherently or intellectually, going back to the 30 business owners that I spoke of a year ago, these 30 business owners were living in the land of the status quo. A couple of them had already started that journey over to the land of positive change. So why didn't the other 25? Any thoughts? Any initial thoughts on why not? Probably for a lot of different reasons. So let's walk through the journey that they might take in order to affect change. We'll just pick the number 2 person here. They say, I want to go to the land of Lopak. I want to go to that place where positive change, positive rewards, where that exists, where I can grow my business. So he starts on this journey. Unfortunately, there's this area in between. It's called the noise zone. And the noise zone, or the area that blocks our ability, we can see where we want to go, but we can't quite get there. There's all this stuff going on. There's this noise in our heads that's saying what? I'm sure, what are some of the things that we're hearing as we try to take these initial steps towards new territory? It won't work. That's right. You can't possibly do that. You're not good enough. Yeah. Mike's heard that a lot. Mike hears that a lot, maybe. Yeah. Oh, your price is too high. Okay, what else? Too many things to do right now. Geez, well, that's about number 32 on my list. Fear of failure. Okay. Maybe you've seen others try and fail. So we get to this noise. We're struggling here. We're trying to get through this noise and finally say, the heck with it. All right. And we say, because we kept hearing, all this noise, and we heard all the things, all these people back here saying, what are you doing? What are you doing? All right? And so you succumb to that, and you come back to the land of status quo. And what are you greeted with? Told you it wouldn't work. Yeah, told you so. What else? Yeah, it is, but how many times does it work? How many times does it work against us that we succumb to that? We've tried that before and it didn't work. I told you it wasn't going to work. You're making us look bad. What are you doing? We're comfortable here. I actually heard that, and nobody here works at the post office, do they? I actually had a coach who I was working with who used to work for the post office and literally had to leave the post office because he was told he was so efficient he was making the rest of the mailmen look bad. That was his reason for leaving the post office. Just couldn't, just was getting all that head trash from the other folks. All right, so let's try this again. Let's go down here. We go through here, same amount of noise, right? I mean, and maybe because this person's already tried it, you think the noise is louder or softer? Oh, it's actually louder. So we could actually make this noisier based on the fact that somebody's already tried. But this is a super trained agent. All right? We have double agents, we have secret agents. This is an agent of change. So, specially trained. And they make it to the other side. Now what are you hearing? What are you hearing from this person that makes it to the land of positive change? Sure, you're hearing about all the goodness. I'm in paradise. I've things are better. I've got more business. Business is growing. I'm hiring. All the things that go with positive change. All right, and specifically positive change, because obviously there is some negative change that we're not even going to give that airtime. So he makes it over to the land of positive change. What are the rest of the Loskilians saying now? Traitor. That as odd as that sounds, it does happen. In spite of all the goodness that comes out of this journey, they're saying, you sold us out. This is still goodness. They're just, they just can't make that fundamental transition. What are the others saying? Possibly. You were lucky? Exactly. Because once they start to see this, they're over here shoveling snow. This person's over here on the lounge chair enjoying the fruits of his or her labor. All right, in the land of positive change. So as word gets back, because not only is this person saying, I got there, but what else? Well, it's the first person through the minefield, right? What do? We just walk in their footsteps. All right? So if you use that analogy, now we're saying, okay, here we go. Does that sound familiar? And this is going to come from, this is coming from business. It's coming from family. I mean, I started a business on the eve of the greatest recession since the Great Depression. You don't think I heard a little bit of something from the Los Killians around, in my inner circle? Absolutely. Absolutely. But those that know me know that I'm just stubborn enough to not listen. So here we are with positive change, and again, we move forward. Now, 6 months from now, what happens? Yes. Exactly. This becomes the new land of the status quo. Right now, I coach clients every 6 months. If you're not thinking about change evolving every 6 months, you're behind the 8 ball. I just read a statistic last week that said the amount of information that is available to us doubles every 9 minutes. Doubles every 9 minutes. You don't think we're having a hard time keeping up? In our best efforts, on our best day, we are struggling just to keep up with what's going on. But yet, we have to create in ourselves an attitude that says, I'm going to stay up. I'm going to do what it takes. I'm going to think about the way I manage my business and the way I keep up with things, because the world will not spin slower, ladies and gentlemen. It just ain't going to happen. So we have to think about how we're going to do that.